Hey everybody, all the guys, gals, and the Tato. Tato, you enjoying being in the sun? Yes, he is. So it is not only a beautiful, beautiful day out, but it is monthly Knife Club day. We're going to see what we've got in the Onyx collector's box for us. Relatively large box for monthly Knife Club. So that can mean one of two things. That can mean maybe a big fixed blade, or we've got more than one item in the box. Either way, I'm excited. Let's get in it. Got our card. Defcon Blade War. Yes! Oh, I love it. I love it. This is one of the things I love about monthly Knife Club and the Onyx plan specifically. Sometimes you're always going to get something higher end, but sometimes you're going to get one really good blade, and sometimes you're going to get two. And that's how it happens. So this is pretty sweet. Now, Defcon, I have loved absolutely everything that Defcon has put out that has come in monthly Knife Club. Never been disappointed. So monthly Knife Club has a lot of different packages that you can subscribe to. They've got the Ultimate, which is way more expensive than this. This is $119 a month. There it says, plus shipping and handling. Okay. The Ultimate is like, I think it's almost close to $250, but you get so much stuff in it. They have the name brand. They have the basic box. I mean, they have a lot. I love the Onyx because, number one, in the Onyx box, you always, the value always is more than what you pay. Yeah, I mean, almost guaranteed. And you always get really good quality, higher end knives to add to your collection. The little airstrip has been silent all day. And of course I come out here to do a video. And there you go. So also what monthly Knife Club does is they don't give you an MSRP and say this is what your knife is worth. They go and they kind of search the internet and they tell you this is what you're going to find the knives for. You know, if you look. So they're not trying to be like, here's a huge number that somebody says this thing is worth, and that's your value. They actually tell you, look, this is what we found these knives selling for. So it's like a true, here's the value. Here are the specs, by the way, so I don't have to put stuff in text. Here are the specs, by the way, so I don't have to put stuff in text, which is helpful to me. And I guess, you know what, we're going to start with this fixed blade this time. And that's a nice, big, beefy chunk of steel. And being a D2 blade, of course, it's got some oil to keep it protected in there. That is, hang on, let me wipe that off. I'll just use my shorts here. That's a solid blade. All satin. Not too big. This is the kind of, those who EDC a fixed blade, this is the kind that you could do that with. I'm not crazy, hold on, I'm just wiping some more oil off. I'm not crazy about the EDCing of a fixed blade. I prefer a knife you can keep in your pocket. But this is something. So big D2 steel blade. We're gonna get those who like D2 and those who don't like D2. I'm a fan of D2 carbon steel. I think it's a really good steel. And we don't have any issues with Defcon faking their steel like some companies have been caught doing. Not a lot of billboarding. Weight is very nice. And nice sculpting on both the steel billet and your G10 scales. It looks good, but it feels really good too. Oh, Tato, is that a sneeze? Bless you, Tato. this just, you know, being a larger, thicker handle, just it feels really good in your hand. Now, you're right up in my hands, big hands. You're running right up against the end of the contouring, so not a fan of feeling that end of grip, but it is nice. It is very nice overall in terms of feel and comfort. It is finished very, very nicely right out of the box, ready to slice and dice. Is there an end to this 550 cord? Sometimes I feel like my 550 cord just like ties itself together in one big lump. Very nice clean cut on the ends. You know, with that thick blade, they still managed to get you a very, very nicely done bevel. Wow, that's pretty cool. You know, and I'm sure we looked at what the card says the weight, right? What is the weight on this fixed blade there? You got 11.2 ounces. It doesn't feel that heavy. It carries the weight really well. And no 90-degree edges on this, on the handle, so there's no hot spots or anything. It's a very comfortable knife to carry. Kydex locks it in really well, but easy to get out. And then you've got your locking kind of tech lock there. Which prevents it from opening on its own, and then of course you can reposition it as you see fit. Well, you can, but not very much. Definitely a cool little fixed blade knife for those who want, you know, an EDC sized fixed blade. It doesn't have the heft of a larger survival type knife, but then again, you know, a lot of Moras are also smaller, lighter EDC sized blades that are very effective out, you know, in bushcrafting in the brush. So the Jungle Knife line always has some really cool designs. D2 is not a steel we're used to seeing. They do a lot of good stainless in the Jungle Knife line. Let's see what we've got. The mystery. Okay, so we've got some replacement screws and a little wrench and a very nice velvety bag. And this is super oily. Hang on. So the hybrid here has titanium frame lock, nice anodization on the back spacer here, glass breaker / temple smasher, lanyard hole, and actually one piece G10 for the rest of the back spacer and the scale. And then you've got clip and frame. And ready, shall we? Let's try that again. That was not great. Hear a little grindiness. This is on bearings. I hope. So we just need to break in a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. Very much like the blade shape, with more oil, but it is D2. I'm going to have to give this a proper wipe down when I get inside. And the contrast between these knives is pretty good, because this is much thinner, much slimmer, kind of not a brute force design. Very good action on the bearings. You know, obviously, we're going to want them to break in just a little bit. Centering is nearly perfect. Or, you know, maybe it's hard to judge because we've got a gray side and a black side and there's shadows to play with. Maybe it is perfect. I don't know. Zero blade play. Push button. Good. Light switch. Pretty good, no matter what your flipping style is. Oh, what am I doing? I'm trying to cut with a choil. This is excellent. This is, you can't even feel it go through paper. You can't feel it cut at all. Much easier pull through than the fixed blade. You see we got very clean cuts, just the same, and slices, I mean, perfect. Let's see. Doesn't exactly have the same leverage, but there we go. Blade is finished. Excellent outside the box. Let's take a look at the lockup there. Little wear on your thumb because there is a very hard edge right there on the lock, but not too bad. So let's take a look at our centering again. Okay, shall we? Lockup does not appear to have moved to me, but no stickiness. Does not appear that our centering has moved at all. Lockup is good. I heard a little squeak there. Did you hear that? I think these bearings just really need to break in a bit. And that squeak was most likely not the bearings, but a lot of times people mistake the squeak. When you hear a squeak when a knife is opening, it's probably not in the washers or the bearings. It's the sound of that detent ball traveling across the blade, because that's really what's coming in contact, and it needs to carve its own micro groove. And if that's something I need to explain and do a disassembly and show you, there, you know, that's something that we can definitely do a video on. But that's a metal on metal contact, or sometimes a ceramic on metal contact, and it can cause a little squeaking in a knife sometimes. In all honesty, this is not my favorite blade from Defcon, but it is definitely a nice blade from Defcon, and definitely fit and finish is awesome. It fits into the jungle knife line pretty well, and definitely worth having, you know, in a collection. Of course, everything from Defcon is just, I mean, it comes out great. I love their whole line, and this is something that probably is going to get pocket time. Love the blade shape. Love the feeling of the milling, the grip. It's really awesome. I think this would be a great EDC addition. I cannot recommend, guys, the Onyx box enough. If you are working to build a collection, or if you even have a collection, you're just looking to add some cool high quality pieces to it. You know, this is not the kind of subscription box like Smoky Mountain that's going to send you a lot of stuff every month. They're going to send you one or two really good pieces every month, though. And I think that the money, the value is absolutely there. It's well worth it. They just, Daryl, who runs it, just finds some really good stuff and some really good value for what you're paying. And they do, you know, some of the people comment like they do circulate around some of the same brands often, but those brands always put out like Kaiser. Who's going to complain about Kaiser? You know, I mean, if you're knowledgeable and you know about some of the brands, I mean, is there ever such a thing as too many Kaisers? And I'm not talking about like the Vanguards from their lower end stuff. I'm talking about like the really good stuff. So I'll put a link actually to where you can check out their website with all the stuff that they offer. Just to take a look and see what you think. But my personal favorite is the Onyx. That's me. It's just me. You don't have to like it just because I like it. You know, I have a lot of different stuff you could look at. And if the Onyx is out of the price range, I mean, check out the name brand one. I mean, the name brand box is giving you at least good quality. You're not going to get some kind of crap brand from overseas that's, you know, I'm going to throw it out. You're not going to get an MTech or a TAC Force or anything like that. You're going to get like a good name brand knife that's of good quality with a good reputation, stuff like that. So anyway, what do you guys think of these two knives? It's been a while since we got two in a box, but I'm really happy with the two we got. And, you know, no matter what, if you're into, I mean, this month, if you're a big fan of fixed blades, got a cool fixed blade. If you're a fan of folders, got a cool folder. And if you just like both, nice. What do you guys think about these knives? And I know that there are fans of D2 and that there are people that absolutely don't like D2. Let's skip the D2 discussion. Let's talk about the design on these knives. What do you think about the actual design on these knives? This one, I love the heavyweight on this one. I might actually carry a fixed blade for a little bit. I don't normally EDC fixed blades. I like folders, but what do you guys think? Can't wait to hear your comments. I'm going to do something a little different in an upcoming video, guys. I'm going to do a reaction video to a link someone sent me. It's a video about the A10 Warthog and the Su-25 Frogfoot, because they wanted my opinion as a guy who is an actual expert in airplanes and weapon systems, and boy, it's a ridiculous video. Maybe you guys will like it, maybe you won't. I don't know, but anyway. So there we have the Monthly Knife Club Onyx box for June 2020. Another winner. I love... How many times have I said I love Monthly Knife Club? No nonsense. And if you have actual comments, constructive criticism, or stuff that you think would benefit them, Daryl is one of the most listening to customers kind of people I've ever known. So you can always make suggestions to him. So, there you go. Alright, guys. I'm going to go play with a Tato out here in the sun. In the meantime, remember, you are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. And I will be back again real soon.